what I hope to gain with Dakota Territory is that the viewer, as they come into the installation, will be immersed with the similar experiences I had. So there'll be actually 3 projections in a kind of a U-shape layout on 3 walls, and each wall will have sound going towards the viewer, which I envision in the center of the U. And basically what will be shown will be images of labor on the ranch, so maintenance of the ranch, taking care of the cattle, births of newly born baby calves, and then also, you know, feeding cattle. Part of maintaining a herd up there is that you have to actually grow your own grass to be able to feed your herd to be able to survive throughout the winter. Also notions of barbed wire fence containment. How do we contain, you know, not only private property, but then also public, but then there's times where I'll be on one side of the fence and the buffalo will be on the other side of the fence. The piece that I am developing and creating is called Dakota Territory, which is a territory that was part of the Louisiana Purchase that covered South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, and Wyoming, and a bit of Nebraska. And basically what I'm doing is I'm looking at herds, one buffalo in Custer State Park, and then a herd in southeast Wyoming, a Black Angus ranching family who's 5th generation. It's been there since 1909. And basically looking at ideal notions of the American West, both through land management and also how these 2 herds are being used, not only as a family economic source, but then also as a tourist industry. Dakota Territory is basically going back and looking at these 2 types of herds and kind of seeing them as a binary, so that you've got one that is economic based, one that's, you know, government supported, but, you know, these binaries get blurred. So one is free, one is, you know, private property, and you know, there's also social issues in terms with some of, you know, how they're cared for, where they're going after they, you know, their life and expectancies and stuff like that, and kind of shows a tradition and kind of a past. So the buffalo kind of become this mammal that talks about our past, and talks about our past in terms of, you know, at one time when there weren't so many men in the human race, is that there was over 40 million buffalo kind of going from Mexico all the way up to Canada, and they talk about, you know, the landscape kind of undulating with these, you know, beasts kind of walking across, and that there were so many that you could just, you know, literally look out, you know, the train window as you're going across the prairie and see, you know, 5,000 of them. And so eventually they became an economic source through organized buffalo hunts, and then also the fur trade. So this all started in, you know, the 1800s, and so the buffalo becomes this kind of historical Western icon image, which is similar to the cowboy. And so between the cowboy, you know, that is, you know, basically gathering the buffalo, versus the after the buffalo died off, cattle came up from Texas, and that was kind of the new grazing animal, that hooved animal that was on the land, the grasslands. And so then the cowboys started, you know, obviously raising cattle. And so there's kind of a shift that the role of the cowboy does is, you know, works with not only the private but the public, and dealing with these two animals.